Yards for the Beck Express. Guys, we've had the coin toss. This one's about ready to get underway.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like Blacksburg actually won the toss, and Blacksburg has elected to receive. So we're going to get to see the Blacksburg offense right off the bat tonight. You know what? I like that. That says, you know what? We're coming right at you.
It is a picture-perfect night. If you're still listening to this broadcast and thinking to yourself, well, I wonder if I should go to the stadium tonight. There are a few seats left. There aren't very many, but there are a few that are still left. So come on out to the stadium. It is an absolutely great night for football, and this one promises to be a very, very good one.
It absolutely does. I just can't tell you how exciting this is to see Blacksburg and Salem coming at it right here. Two defending state champions. This is what it's all about.
Nate Kraft has stepped back about 9 yards. Now he steps about 2 or 3 yards toward us. And this game is about to get underway. Here is the kick, and we are underway. It is a long kick, and it is going to go all the way out of the end zone for an automatic touchback, and Blacksburg will take over at its own 20. Well, they've got a weapon at kicker, Brad, and Nate Kraft. We've got one too in Camden Wise. I think that's a draw.
Absolutely, both teams have those weapons, and the Kraft kid's got a strong leg. Camden Wise has got a strong leg. Glad to have him back this week, so it's going to be an exciting time here.
When I talked to Thad Wells, after the interview, Brad, one thing I said to him was, I think this game may come down to Blacksburg's offensive line versus Salem's defensive line. And he said, I don't disagree. 1st and 10, Blacksburg. Here comes Terry in motion. Handoff to Beck. Goes to the left side, and he will get a yard or 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, decent little pickup right there. They was trying to do a little misdirection. They sent Tyquest Terry on the fake jet and tried to bring Colton Beck back up through the middle there. Salem was not fooled on that particular play.
It'll be a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Twin receivers to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Beck in the backfield with Johnston. Beck gets the handoff, cuts through, and he could be gone. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40. Blacksburg will take a 6-0 lead. Colton Beck from 78 yards. The Express is rolling early.
That's exactly what we needed right there, Mark. We had to get out on them quick, and that's what we've done. We exposed something in their defense there, and the next thing you know, Colton Beck's going down the field. That Salem faithful is awful quiet on that sideline right now. I think they understand the Bruins are here to play.
You could not order up a better start to the game than what Blacksburg just got via Colton Beck. Here is Chaz Sheeler, the holder, for the extra point attempt, and the kick is up, and that kick is good. And with 11:21 remaining in the first quarter, Blacksburg takes the early lead, 7-0 on a Blacksburg physical therapy touchdown, 78 yards from Colton Beck. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
I drive because the hours are flexible.
I drive because the money is great.
I drive for BT, you can too.
Just 39 seconds into the game, Blacksburg leads it 7-0, courtesy of Colton Beck's 78-yard touchdown. And here's Camden Wise's kick, and he does what Nate Kraft does. He puts it in the back of the end zone, and it's a touchback.
And that's huge. I'm going to tell you, I was just telling Brady, they have a 3-headed monster back there. They've got Deontay Tucker back deep. They got Ramsey to the side and Owen to the other side. All three of them can take it to the house on any given play. So for us to have a kicker with Camden Wise's capability to kick it into the end zone, that's a huge, huge weapon for this Blacksburg team.
It truly is. Here comes Salem. 1st and 10 from the 20, moving from our right to left. If you're familiar with the stadium, that's towards the concession stand from the locker room. 2 receivers at the far side. Here's the handoff to Ramsey, sweeping around the right side, gets by 1 tackler, and he's going to be bounced out of bounds along the Salem sideline. Let's see where they mark him out.
Yeah, looks like right at the change. Tackle West Terry, Cole Epperly both in on the tackle there. Tackle West Terry's coming up, but it looks like he's got the chain wrapped around his cleat. Very possibly enough for a first down. We'll see. No, actually, they got him.
Marked him short, a yard short, so it'll be a gain of 9. 2nd and 1. And again, Gladden is in the shotgun. Twins to the far side, 1 to the near side. Gladden rolls to his left, wants to hit Deontay Tucker, and knocking it away, making a nice play is Camden Wise. That's going to be one of the key matchups tonight, Brad, is Camden Wise on Deontay Tucker. Round 1 goes to Wise.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge matchup, and, I know Camden's up for it. The other thing that I think is important to mention here with Noah Ramsey being out, he was going to see some time, I think, at the corner position, and that brings sophomore Brian Mitchell into that position, and he has proven himself up to this point. I think Brian has done a terrific job.
And Colton Beck will take over at free safety. So 3rd and 1. Now Gladden comes under center. I formation, give to the up back. It is Tay Hale, and he comes punching through, and he'll be up to near the 40 for the first down.
Yeah, it looked like Brian Mitchell in on the tackle there, just as we were talking about him. Looked like we had Taylor in the backfield there, but he just kept those big, strong legs pumping.
So Salem gets their first down of the evening. The ball is spotted on the far side hash mark. The nose of the football just shy of the Salem 39. Salem is wearing maroon pants with 2 white stripes down the side, white jerseys with maroon numerals, maroon helmets with the Spartan insignia. Gladden under center, I formation. Here's the handoff, and Owen sneaks free, and he's heading down the Spartan sideline into Bruins territory, out of bounds at the 35 of Blacksburg.
That's where Owens is so good. I mean, he's got great vision, and he's sort of slippery quick, and he makes that cut. It's like a one step and plant and go, and that's what makes him so explosive.
A 26-yard gain for Luke Owen. And Salem has it 1st and 10 at the Blacksburg 35. 7-0, Blacksburg leading. They got a 78-yard touchdown run from Colton Beck on the 2nd play of the game. I formation for Salem. Tight end. Again, the give is to the up back, and he is going to be stopped for little or no gain.
Very good job right there. Looked like Babcock and Terry in on the tackle.
Tay Hale was the ball carrier. That'll make it 2nd and 10. Just underway. Only 2 minutes gone from Bill Brown Stadium. There are a few seats that remain, so Bruins fans, if you're listening and you can make it to the stadium, head on out.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one.
Gladden is under center. Again, I formation. It is Joseph Quinn to the near side, going in motion now to the far side. He goes past the quarterback. Gladden, straight drop, wants to throw it long, and out there is Colton Beck to intercept it at the 2-yard line, up to the 10, and he stumbles and falls at the 15, but Colton Beck with the interception.
That's what we needed right there.
Well, Brad, that is exactly what Blacksburg needed.
Good job. That's why Colton's back there. He's got speed so he can track him down, but the other thing is he's an athlete, and he can go up and climb the ladder, and that's exactly what he did. Owens was down deep. They'd slid Owens down through there, and, Beck's got probably 3 or 4 inches on him, and just went up the ladder and picked it off.
And Blacksburg's defense comes up with a big play. Kind of a unique way that Blacksburg is lining up tonight. It's single file behind the snapper as they look to the sideline to get the play call. And a little bit of confusion. Grant Johnston looks at his offense. Looks like Drew Babcock isn't sure where to go, but Blacksburg does get set. Here's a handoff to Beck. Penalty flags fly. Beck is up to about the 20, so a gain of 5, but this one may well come back.
Yeah, it looks like it very well could be coming back. I'm not exactly sure the call. Looks like false start against Blacksburg.
Looked like maybe the wide receiver on the near side may have jumped just a bit early. So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 10 after the official marks it off. He now does. And the ball will be spotted on the near side hash mark. The nose of the football just short of the 10-yard line. And again, the single file formation as Blacksburg's players look for the play call. We haven't seen that yet, Brad. That's kind of unique.
Definitely unique, definitely new, and hey, sometimes you just got to throw it in there and see what happens.
And one thing it does is it doesn't allow Salem too much time to adjust to what Blacksburg's doing. Triplets to the far side, single receiver near side. It's Tyquest Terry in the backfield on kind of a wildcat type of play, and he will get a gain of about 4.
Yeah, it looks like he's probably up close to the original line of scrimmage there. That's a good-looking play right there. He picked up a lot of good yardage there, even though he didn't break it. I saw some good things there. There's some good blocking and those types of things, and that's what you want to see because at any given moment, he can break it.
That's going to be such a key tonight, Brad, is this Bruins offensive line. They haven't quite gelled just yet, but if tonight's the night they gel, Blacksburg's chances of winning this game go up dramatically. Twins to the far side, single receiver to the near side. Beck in the backfield. Beck gets the handoff. He will go straight ahead. He will be up over the 15, up to about the 17.
Yeah, another good pickup. I tell you, Blacksburg's offensive line, they've got huge splits, and they're trying to get that seam for Colton Beck right there, and I think it's got Salem a little bit confused, to be honest with you.
3rd and 7. Just under 8 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Blacksburg leading 7-0. Same formation, twins to the far side, single receiver to the near side. Grant Johnston has the snap, throws, and it's over the head of the intended receiver, Cole Epperly, who probably would have been short had he even caught it. So Blacksburg will go into punt formation.
Yeah, it was close. I mean, he was right there at the line, just a little bit over his reach. He tried to go up and get it, and Owens come up and took his legs out. That's okay, though. We got another play. That's, the most important play is the next one.
Camden Wise will stand at about the 4-yard line, and back deep for Salem is Owen.
Back to return for the Spartans.
He's dangerous right here. He's quite a punt returner.
A little bit of an errant snap, but a really good kick by Wise, and Owen has it, and he's breaking a few tackles, and he'll be downed at the Blacksburg 40.
Yeah, he's explosive right there. That's where he is at his best. When he gets into that open field, he can make those moves. Like I said, he's got great vision.
Nice sportsmanship by Josh Van Gelder and Nick Wade of the Spartans. Van Gelder giving him a hand, getting up off the field. 1st and 10, Spartans from the Blacksburg 40. 7-0, Blacksburg leading. 7:39 remaining in the first quarter. Tucker to the near side, Wade to the far side are the receivers. Quinn comes in motion. Gladden in shotgun, hands it off to Ramsey, and he is tackled in the backfield. Shooting through was Gideon Driscoll, and then help arrived.
Great job right there. Absolutely, that's what you want. You got to keep him contained, and we did an excellent job right there. I think that's one of the things. I mean, it's a matchup problem for Salem when you've got Driscoll in there right there at that nose position.
And he is lining up right on Salem's center, kind of the way that Big Brad Shelton used to play for Blacksburg when he was here. Twins to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Gladden in the shotgun, drops, wants to throw it out in the flat to Tucker. He's got it, but he's going to be tackled after a gain of about 8.
Yeah, I tell you, Gladden looks good. I mean, even though he threw the interception, I mean, he's got a good arm on him and a good control. But fortunately there for the Bruins, we was able to keep them before they was able to get to the chains.
3rd and 3 in what is probably, at this point of the field, 2-down territory for the Spartans.
It could be 2-down territory. It could be field goal territory.
It is Hale in the fullback position. Owen the tailback. Tight formation. In motion to the far side is Wade. Now he stops, and it looked like a Blacksburg defender may have jumped.
Yeah, I think Gideon got just a little bit quick right there, and just came in the neutral zone just a little bit too quick.
And that is costly because that will give the Spartans a first down at the Blacksburg 28.
Yeah, it's definitely a costly penalty right here.
Yeah, Brad, these guys need no help. They need no help at all.
I mean, I think that's the thing. When you play a team like Salem, you have to be flawless. I mean, that's just the way it is.
They will split out Wade to the near side. Double tight end set, I formation. Gladden under center. Hands it to Hale. Check that. It is Owen, the deep back, and he jukes a little bit, but by and large, Blacksburg contains him near the line of scrimmage.
Great job there by that Blacksburg team, sort of moving and sort of sliding down through the good pursuit. And that's what you got to do against running backs like Owen and Ramsey.
2nd and 10. They will again bring to the near side Nick Wade. And Tucker splits out to the far side in the boundary. To the other receiver to the near side, Joseph Quinn. Here is the snap. Here is the give to Ramsey. He wants to cut around the left side. There's a holding call that the flag just came out for. And Ramsey gets it near the 20, but it's going to come back.
Yeah, and that's going to be a costly penalty because that's going to be a spot foul. And it was at the 30-yard line, so it's going to come back 10 yards from that spot. And that's going to be a huge penalty against the Spartans.
The flag is sitting at the 29. And it appears that is where the mark-off will occur from. So that's going to take Salem back to the Blacksburg 39. The ball spotted on the near side hash mark. That makes it.
I think the thing is if we can get Salem into a passing game, that's to Blacksburg's advantage.
Oh, is it ever? Is it ever? 2nd and 21 from the 39. This time Gladden in shotgun formation. Blacksburg's coming at him. Here's a pass in the flat to Tucker. He's going to be run out of bounds by Camden Wise near the original line of scrimmage.
Good job there by Camden, sort of staying and not letting him really get outside of him. He used that out of bounds as an extra defender there.
And Tyquest Terry was bearing down, coming around the side. If Gladden had not gotten that ball off, Terry might have gotten to him.
Well, and that's another reason why Terry's where he is. You know, he's got that speed coming off that edge, and he and Babcock both do.
3rd and 12, a big play for Blacksburg. 5:03 remaining in the first quarter. 7-0 Blacksburg. Twin receivers to the near side. I formation. Gladden under center. He goes back. He wants to throw it, and he's got his receiver. It is Nick Wade, and he's going to break the first tackle of Camden Wise. He'll be brought out of bounds at about the 9.
Yeah, it's a good route. It was just a sort of a simple crossing route there. I mean, it's nothing fancy about what Salem does there. They just brought him around on an out pattern and he was actually wide open.
That would appear, Brad, to have been a busted coverage by Blacksburg. You just don't see a receiver that wide open usually.
Yeah, and you know, Coach Mackenbauer is an excellent coach. I'm sure he's got a little wrinkle up his sleeve there.
He is one of the best in the business in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I formation again, Gladden this time, under center. He has Quinn and Tucker in the boundary. The handoff is to Owen, and he's going to be stopped after a gain of about 3, maybe 4.
Looked like Epperly in on the tackle there from that inside backer position. Did pick up a little bit of yardage there, but able to keep him out of the end zone. 2nd and goal here, 4:31 and counting. Blacksburg with a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter.
Gladden turns and says something to his 2 backs, which are Tay Hale and Luke Owen. Tucker to the near side, single receiver to the far side, comes across in motion as an extra blocker. Here is Hale, and he is into the end zone. And Salem has scored their first touchdown with 4 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the first quarter. That was Owen. Check that. It was Owen. Luke Owen.
Yeah, looked like Hale was leading the way. It did look like he had the ball, but he was leading the way, and Owen was right on his hip pocket.
Nate Kraft is on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of, I believe that's Joseph Quinn. Snap back, kick up. It is a low kick, and it is no good. Nate Kraft misses the PAT, so with 4:11 remaining in the first quarter, Blacksburg maintains the lead at 7-6. You're listening to Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. 7-6 Blacksburg at Bill Brown Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia. 4:11 remaining in the first quarter. Salem gets a touchdown run from Luke Owen, but the extra point by Nate Kraft is no good. So it is 7-6 Blacksburg. And here's another deep kick, and Colton Beck and Tyquest Terry and Brian Mitchell just watch it go out of the back of the end zone.
Young man's got a strong leg.
Two terrific kickers here tonight. I'm sure, Brad, that Nate Kraft is going to be kicking for a college program somewhere. We know that Camden Wise will be doing that up in Harrisonburg at JMU.
Absolutely.
Blacksburg again with the unique pre-snap formation, single file behind the snapper, Matt Elliott. Play being signaled in by 3 coaches. 2 of them are obviously decoys. It is Camden Wise coming to the near side. To the far side is Grant Johnston. It's Tyquest Terry in the quarterback position. Colton Beck beside him. Snap back, and Terry is just going to have to pick it up. I thought he might have to just fall on the ball, but he picks it up, uses his speed and his athleticism to get something out of nothing.
Yeah, he was able to he's still a few yards short, but he's able to pick up some yardage there. I think he maybe just took his eye off the ball right there. He was thinking about what he was going to do before it actually happened.
It ends up being a loss of 3. He did get a nice gain out of it from where that could have been. Blacksburg now more conventional in its pre-snap look. Grant Johnston goes back to quarterback with Colton Beck beside him. Babcock and Terry to the far side. Twin receivers to the near side. Camden Wise has it, has a couple of blockers in front of him. Over the 30, over the 35, up to the 36. And that will be a Fisher Law Firm Blacksburg first down.
That was a good looking play right there. Good looking play. Had the blockers in front, and Camden found the seam right there, and out through there he went.
And when Blacksburg gets downfield blocking, Brad, from their wide receivers, that can open up a lot more green grass like it did that time for Camden.
It sure does. And I tell you, something that's interesting about that is Grant knew when to get rid of the ball. He was getting some pressure, but he got rid of it before the time that he got hit.
Double H back set. Handoff to Beck. He'll push straight ahead, and the pile will move up to about the 38, maybe the 37.
Yeah, decent little pickup right there.
A gain of 2 for Colton. They will put the ball at the 38 on the near side hash mark. Babcock to the far side, Wise to the near side. Single H back is Logan Hudson. Terry is in the slot on the far side. Handoff to Beck. Started to his right, starting to his left, came back to his right, and nothing much there. He does get a yard out of it.
Yeah, he got in just a little bit deep. The seam was there on the back side, but he got in just a little bit too deep to the pile and couldn't quite cut it back in enough time. If he would have been able to cut it back just a little bit earlier, it looked like he had a lot of grass to go.
3rd and call it 7. The ball is halfway between the 39 and the 40 on the near side hash mark. Triplets to the far side, twins to the near side. An empty backfield for Grant Johnston. Snap back, Johnston fires, has it to Wise, but he's going to be brought down on a nice tackle by Luke Owen at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it wasn't a very favorable spot right there for the Bruins. I thought that he had some forward momentum up past the actual first down marker, but the spot that they have given him, it looks like it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Bruins.
And 5 officials are coming over to the Blacksburg sideline to talk about exactly where this ball is going to be spotted. Brett Gresham, Blacksburg special teams coach, thinks it's a first down, and he's right. It is. It is a Fisher Law Firm first down.
They discussed it, and they got the spot in the right way. So kudos to those officials. They understand how big and important of a game this is. Every play is crucial. They worked it out and figured out the right thing to do right there.
Nice work by the officials, the committee approach, and it benefits Blacksburg as they have a Fisher Law Firm first down at the 46-yard line on the near hash mark. It is Terry and Wise split out wide, double H back set, handoff to Colton Beck. He plunges forward and he has good yardage up near midfield.
Good surge right there by that offensive front. You know, we talked about the importance of the offensive line and the defensive line, and that was a great surge right there for the Bruins, and good, hard, physical run by Colton Beck, getting those powerful legs pumping.
7-6, Blacksburg leading. 1:30 remaining in the first quarter from Bill Brown Stadium. Blacksburg moving from our left to our right. 2nd and 6. Twins to the far side, Wise to the near side. Handoff to Beck, and he is met immediately, and I mean immediately, by Tay Hale, who just blew that play up.
Yeah, he slipped in there, and no room there for Colton to move.
Tay Hale, 6 foot, 225 pounds, and he packs it in the right places, Brad.
Yes, he does. He's a fine-looking football player, that's for sure.
No gain, so 3rd and 6. Babcock and Terry are waiting on the far side of the field. It is Hudson and Wise on the near side of the field. There's no H-back. Colton Beck to the right of Grant Johnston. Snap back. Johnston wants to throw it. Does. Has it complete to Tyquest Terry. He breaks free. 40 and close to the 35-yard line. That'll be a Fisher Law Firm first down. No flags on the field.
Great job there. Good pass by Grant Johnson. The line gave him time, and Tyquest Terry did his thing after he made the catch. Did a little wiggle and was able to pick up probably another 6 to 8 yards.
The ball spotted on the far side hash mark at the 36-yard line. Babcock, Terry, and Hudson this time are on the field side of the field, closest to us. Camden Wise is to the far side in the boundary. Hand off to Beck, and they were waiting for him at the 35.
Yeah, not a lot of room right there. You can tell that they're keying on Beck, and you know, Colton's used to that. That's going to happen every game that he plays.
And that will bring the first quarter to a close. It is a good first quarter for Blacksburg. They lead it after the first 12 minutes of play, 7-6. You're listening to Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. Seven to 6, Blacksburg leads at the end of the first quarter of play here at Bill Brown Stadium. Blacksburg is moving from our right to our left. The ball spotted at the Salem 35. Blacksburg will face 2nd and 9. Josh Van Gelder into the game as wide receiver. And here is Grant Johnston going out split wide. And number 66 is in as a wide receiver for Blacksburg as well. Right now, Jacob Mullins.
A little bit different here.
Thad Wells pulling out the bag of tricks. It is Tyquest Terry in the backfield at quarterback. Terry with the snap, rolls to his right, wants to run it, waiting for blocks. Now he cuts upfield. He's got room to go. Tyquest Terry could go all the way, and he's going to be brought down inside the 10 and about the 8.
Good looking play right there. I tell you, when Tyquest broke the corner, I didn't think anybody was going to catch him, but the Quinn kid, number 3, he had a great angle on him and was able to trip him up, but not before a big pickup all the way down to what appears to be the...
Looks like they're going to spot it. I can't tell exactly where they have spotted it, Brad. Looks like about the
12-yard line, I believe.
12-yard line. Grant Johnston back in, hands it off to Colton Beck. He has room, hits some resistance. Nick Wade and some other white jersey will tackle him, but Colton Beck will get it down to the 5, a gain of 7.
Lowers the boom up the middle.
Good hard run there by Colton.
Tyquest Terry to the far side. Check that near side. Josh Van Gelder to the far side. Double H back set. Grant Johnston has the snap, hands it off to Colton Beck. Has a blocker in front of him, and he bowls his way close to the end zone. He's down to the 1.
He's definitely got, it looks to me like it's enough for a first down, I believe.
Officials are calling time. I think that's what they want to check, and it is indeed a Fisher Law Firm first down for Blacksburg. They'll have it first, and goal to go from, looks like maybe the 2 from our vantage point, Brad. Same formation. Johnston hands it off. Colton Beck has it. He got tripped, and he's going to be just short by about maybe a foot.
He has a good defensive play right there, but number 3, Joseph Quinn. You know, we've talked a little bit in the pregame about that number 3 number. That's a crucial number in that Salem team. If you wear number 3, you know that they're going to bring it every time they play.
Second and goal to go from inside the 1-yard line. I wonder who's going to get this carry. It's Grant Johnston that fakes the handoff to Colton Beck, and he takes it in for the touchdown.
He went airborne right there. It looked good. The entire Salem defense did on Beck, and Grant just took it right in.
Well, you mentioned earlier, Brad, that they are going to key on Colton Beck, and I was going to say that could set up some possibilities for Blacksburg to maybe fake it to Colton and do some other things with the offense. We saw that right then and there. Camden Wise on to attempt the extra point, hoping to make it 14-6 Blacksburg. We've had one PAT missed. We don't want to have another one. And that one is up high enough, and that kick is good. So with 10:24 remaining in the second quarter, Blacksburg stretches the lead to 14-6 over Salem. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. to 6, Blacksburg leads Salem on a 1-yard touchdown run by Grant Johnston. And here is the kickoff by Camden Wise. This one is a low liner, and it's going to go over the head of D'Angelo Ramsey and into the end zone for another touchback. And Brad, we look from our vantage point down at the stands. Blacksburg stands are full. You look around the fence that separates the concession stand from the playing field, and people are ringing that fence all the way around. This has got to be probably the biggest crowd that I can recall here at New Bill Brown Stadium.
I think this is the biggest crowd that's been here, to be honest. If you look around the fence, in a lot of places it's about 5 deep around the fence. So I definitely think this is the biggest crowd that's been here. And so far, 10:24 to go here in the second quarter, they're seeing a show.
14-6, Blacksburg leads it. Salem will take over at their 20, moving from our left to right. Gladden is in shotgun formation. Coming in motion to the near side is Quinn. Now he turns back the other direction. Here's a handoff to D'Angelo Ramsey, and he's going to be put out of bounds after a gain of just 1.
Good job there, good containment there. Camden Wise coming up out of that corner position and making sure that Ramsey doesn't get out. And again, smart defensive play. He's using that out of bounds line as a 12th defender.
Camden Wise goes 160. D'Angelo Ramsey goes 215. And there wasn't an ounce of fear whatsoever in Camden Wise.
Oh no, I don't think there's any fear in any of these Bruins' eyes.
Tucker and Wade split out relatively close on the far side. I formation, Gladden under center. Here's a pitch back to Owen, and he breaks the first tackle, breaks a couple others, and he's going to be up close to the first down.
Ball came out actually it was advantageous to Salem there. Ball came out and bounced almost, I guess, looks like close to the first down marker.
It is a first down for Salem. We saw that last week, Brad, over in Richlands on that fumble. They picked up about an extra 5 yards when that ball went out of bounds. And Salem benefits similarly on that particular play.
Yeah, sooner or later we're going to get one of those.
So Salem has a fresh set of downs. They trail 14-6, 10 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the second quarter. On just a gorgeous night for football in Southwest Virginia. Two receivers to the near side, I formation. Handoff to the deep back Owen, and he will pick up about 2 or 3, maybe 4.
Great job right there. Defense coming up. Looked like Epperly and Sawyer's in on that tackle.
He gets a pretty good spot. They'll call it a gain of 4 to the 34. Near side hash mark. 2nd and 6.
Tell you what, these guys are giving everything they got, both teams. They're playing hard.
Same formation, Gladden under center, I formation. Coming in motion is Nick Wade, handoff to the up back, and it's going to be a pretty big gain for D'Angelo Ramsey up near another first down.
Yeah, it looked like we had him in the backfield, but you know, he's just so strong. He slid away and was able to pick up enough yardage to get that first down. You know, as strong as he is, what you have to do as a defensive player for Blacksburg, you have to play gang defense, you know. Somebody's got to hit him and just hold on until someone comes to help.
The ball placed in the middle of the field. This time it will be Quinn and Tucker to the near side, I formation, Gladden under center. Moves it again to the deep back, that's Owen, and this time he is stopped for a short gain of maybe 3.
Good job there again by the defense. Like Gideon Driscoll coming in now from that nose position to sort of slide down in pursuit to make that tackle.
And Blacksburg is lining up. They're basically giving up the guard positions on defense. They're lining up head up on the 2 tackles for Salem. Salem's guards pull on a lot of their plays, and Blacksburg felt they could get the linebackers in those gaps. This time it is Gladden shotgun formation. Quick pass out to the left flat, overthrows the intended receiver, Joseph Quinn.
Big third down right here. If the defense can hold true and make Salem have to punt right here and get the ball back, I mean, that's a big stand for this defense.
Salem does not usually get behind by 2 scores. If Blacksburg could somehow, some way do that, it would have a little bit of a psychological benefit for Blacksburg. Twin receivers to both sides. Gladden is in the shotgun formation. Snap back. Here's Gladden. Has an open receiver, Deontay Tucker. He's at the 40, 45, 30, and that's where he will be tackled at the 35-yard line of Blacksburg. Check that, the 30-yard line of Blacksburg.
Yeah, he slipped right into the green open area, and I mean, as a receiver, that's what you're taught. Find the open area. He and Gladden's got a good connection right there, and you know, I believe it was Van Gilder almost got a piece of that ball right there, but just could not quite do it, and Tucker picks it up for a big-time gain and a first down.
1st and 10 Salem from the Blacksburg 30. Far side hash mark, twins to either side. Gladden drops straight back, has some time, throws, has his receiver at the 20, Spun down there is Joseph Quinn on a tackle by Brian Mitchell, but it's going to be another Salem first down.
Yeah, it looked like Babcock was also in on that. He's just sort of, again, just found that open space.
And it's a gain of 10 yards to the 20.
Tim Sawyers comes out of the game for Blacksburg.
Looks like we're going to go to a 4-2-5 right here, I believe. They're throwing the ball a little bit on us, so bringing in another defensive back.
They are going with twin receivers on either side of the line of scrimmage. A single back in the backfield, and it is a handoff to Ramsey. He will be run out of bounds after a gain of about 3, maybe 4.
Goes to number 9, Ramsey.
Yeah, it looked like there's a little bit of extracurricular activity right there, and you know what Blacksburg needs to do is they just need to stay calm. You know, if they want to show themselves, then let them do it, because eventually it's going to come back to haunt them.
It'll be a gain of 3 yards to the Blacksburg 17, 2nd and 7. 7:38 remaining in quarter number 2. Blacksburg leading 14-6. Again, twins on either side as Gladden goes into the shotgun with Ramsey beside him in the backfield. Gladden drops. Has a receiver that broke free, and he forgot to catch the ball before he turned and ran with it. That was Joseph Quinn that had a touchdown that will not go on the board.
Yeah, it was in his hands, and he just let it slip right through it. Big break there for the Bruins because he was open.
We've seen that a few times so far, Brad, out of Blacksburg receivers. They get anxious to start running with the ball before they accomplish mission number 1, which is catch it first.
That's right.
Another big third down, 3rd and 7 from the Blacksburg 17. Twins again to both sides. Gladden in the shotgun. Hands it off to Ramsey, and he's going to be tackled short of the first down. Nice tackle by Drew Babcock.
It's going to be decision time. It looks like the kicking unit is coming on. If we remember in the extra point attempt, it looked pretty ugly out of Nate Kraft, but I know he's an excellent field goal kicker here, so good job by that defense. They sort of bend it, but they didn't break right there.
Quinn will set up shop at the 24. That makes it a 34-yard attempt right from the middle of the field. They need to get a player onto the field, which they do. Snap is back. Here is the kick. Plenty of distance, and that kick is good. So from 34 yards out, the field goal kicker connects for Salem, Nate Kraft. That makes it 14-9 Blacksburg. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
My name is Frankie Mentor. I've been with BT for approximately 1 year now. Blacksburg Transit is the ideal job for any student because we are very willing to work with everyone's schedule. The pay rate is better than anything else you're going to find in and around campus. The training department is excellent here. You go through very in-depth training. It's a lot of fun. The people here are great. Like I said, the training staff is awesome. Everybody that works here that I know is just awesome. With Blacksburg Transit being such a large part of the infrastructure and for the town and for Virginia Tech, it feels good to be part of something that makes you feel like you're making a difference. I think students who drive a bus during their college career, I feel like will look back on the memories that they experienced during driving a bus and smile on them, you know.
Here is the kickoff by Mr. Kraft. This one is going to be a high end-over-end kick, but it is in the back of the end zone. And I don't know tonight, Brad, if either team is going to get a kickoff return with these two kickers.
No, I don't believe so, but that's okay.
So Blacksburg will begin from its own 20. Moving from our left to right, they lead at 14-9, 6:37 remaining before halftime. Again, the unique pre-snap look of the Bruins. They line up in single file behind the snapper, Matt Elliott. Thad Wells is calling in the play. Now Blacksburg has it. Terry to the far side. Twins on either side. Play action to Beck. Here's Tyquest Terry on a wide receiver screen that just did not materialize.
Yeah, Salem have it covered pretty well right there. They sort of knew what was coming and did a good job defensively of keeping Terry away from the ball.
So 2nd and 10. It will be Hudson and Babcock to the near side, Terry and Van Gelder to the far side of the field. Beck in the backfield with Johnston. Quarterback claps his hands. Here is the pass, complete to Van Gelder. He breaks free over the 30, over the 35, 40, 45, and that's where he will be out of bounds. A gain of 25 for Blacksburg. That is a Fisher Law Firm first down.
Great job right there by Van Gelder.
He, of course, had the 78-yard touchdown catch and run last week. That was such a key play in the game against Richlands. It is Van Gelder and Terry to the far side of the field, which is the boundary. The field side has Babcock and Wise. There's a give to Colton Beck. Has a little bit of room. Over 50, 45, breaks the tackle at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 56 yards for the Beck Express. Blacksburg leads it 20-9.
Looking good in Bruintown, Mark. Looking good in Bruintown. Big time play. Great block down the field by Drew Babcock. I think he took 2 out at one time. I believe the Spartans know that we're here.
Colton Beck making a statement. 56 yards, and Blacksburg takes the lead 20-9. Hopefully it will be 21-9 here in about 30 seconds. I'm getting a little bit better on that math, figuring out how far Colton Beck has his touchdown runs. You have to use big numbers with Colton Beck.
Well, you know, practice makes perfect, and you've had a lot of practice lately.
I'll take a whole lot more. If Colton wants to do that all night long, I'll gladly take the math test.
Absolutely.
What's that? Oh, 520. That's them over there.
20-9. And a little bit of confusion down on the field. Now that's rectified. And Camden Wise will attempt the extra point for the Bruins. His kick is up. Plenty of distance, and it is good with 5:42 remaining before halftime. Blacksburg leads it by the score of 21-9. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
Batter up. All in. Batter up.
Blacksburg gets a 56-yard gallop by Colton Beck. They take the lead over the Salem Spartans 21-9. Here is a line drive kick by Camden Wise that bounces once over the head of D'Angelo Ramsey and into the end zone for another touchback.
Good job there by Camden Wise. Good hard kick. Sets us up, you can keep them 80 yards away from the end zone. That's a good thing.
This could be, Brad, a real key point in this game. If Blacksburg makes a defensive stand here, gets the ball back, and manages to score, we don't want to get too presumptuous here, but if Blacksburg were able to take a 28-9 lead into the locker room against this team, my goodness.
Great confidence builder, but yeah, you definitely don't want to quit. You got to play 4 quarters. Salem stays calm. They're winning. They're a winning team, so they stay calm. You got to play all 4 against them.
Gladden under center. Here is the handoff to D'Angelo Ramsey, and Bruins are waiting for him to drop him at the line of scrimmage.
Great job right there.
I don't know what you call it.
Blacksburg's defense, Brad, has shown up to play tonight. No gain whatsoever for D'Angelo Ramsey. It is 2nd and 10 from the Salem 20.
That was a big-time hit right there by number 7, Van Gilder. He came through there, looked like he'd been shot out of a rocket.
The ball carrier gets no gain.
You hear the term nose for a football.
10 yards to go.
He's got
Josh
it.
Van Gelder has a nose for the football. Twin receivers this time to the far side of the field. Gladden again is under center, and penalty flags fly. Whistles blow. And let's see if Blacksburg jumped or if Salem did. Salem looks like they are walking backwards.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be false start against Salem, I believe.
It is a delay of game call against Salem.
Against the Spartans.
It's really uncharacteristic of a Salem team. You know, they don't have many penalties generally. They're very disciplined, very well coached, and you just don't normally see that out of a Spartan team.
And you don't normally see them down 21-9 either. Tucker and Quinn split to the far side of the field. Again, Gladden is under center. An offset I formation. Quinn, quick drop, throws it out into the flat, and it is dropped. Intended receiver, I believe, was Tucker, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 15.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to find his main target, number 4, Deontay Tucker. He hasn't been much of a factor so far in this particular game. We've done a pretty good job of defending him. Looks like Ramsey's going out of the game.
Fans are standing at Bill Brown Stadium being exhorted on by the players down on the field. A big play, 3rd and 15 for Salem. Twin receivers to the far side of the field. I formation, Gladden under center. He rolls to his right, throws, and it is, I believe, incomplete. It is, and Blacksburg's defense has held.
Great job right there. I believe that somebody got a hand on it and sort of knocked it a little bit off course. And the receiver just could not quite come up with it. Another big stop by that defense.
Blacksburg is getting a nice ovation as their defense heads off the field. Tyquest Terry and Colton Beck will stand near midfield awaiting the punt of Nate Kraft. He is standing at his own goal line.
For the Bruins.
It's going to give us great field position right here, Mark. 4:46 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
The first order of business is do not allow a turnover to occur on this play. It is a high kick, and Tyquest Terry is going to watch it bounce out of bounds at about the Bruins' 35-yard line. That's where Blacksburg will put it in play with 4:38 remaining, leading 21-9. We have an early score, Brad, from Dublin. It is Pulaski County leading Cave Springs 7-0.
Smart play there by Tyquest Terry to let that one go.
It did get a pretty good roll for Salem, but you don't want to risk picking that ball up, maybe mishandling it. And Salem's right there to pounce on it and have a big momentum turner. A wise decision by Tyquest Terry. He is to the far side of the field with Brian Mitchell. Twin receivers in the boundary as well. Beck in the backfield with Johnston. The snap, play action to Beck. Johnston in trouble, and he's going to go down for a loss of about 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, pressure came from that backside outside backer, number 22 for Salem, Van Richardson. He's pretty quick. He's been coming off that edge and hasn't quite been able to get there, but on that particular play, he did.
Well, you have to give credit for the better part of this first half. Blacksburg has done a good job giving Grant Johnston time to throw. Same formation, same players. 4:03 remaining in the first quarter. Handoff to Colton Beck. Waits for blockers. He's up over the 35 to about the 37.
Going to bring up 3rd and long here for the Bruins.
3rd and about, I think, 8. Terry, Mitchell, and Wise to the far side. Babcock to the near side. Blacksburg standing. Thadwells looks at his play chart. Now they signal the play in. Grant Johnston claps his hands. Snap is back. Johnston wants to throw. Has a receiver. It is Josh Van Gelder, and he's got it just beyond. Check that. It's Drew Babcock just beyond the first down marker, and that's a Fisher Law Firm first down for Blacksburg.
Good strike right there by Grant Johnson. He put it right on the money, and a big-time catch by Babcock.
Colton Beck reaches down to tie his shoes. Grant Johnston says, hey, you ready? Let's go. Triplets to the far side. Single receiver to the near side. Salem's defense a little bit jumpy, but they did not head into the neutral zone. Play clock at 10. Handoff to Beck, and he's going to break free. He'll get up to about the midfield stripe.
Looks like he got about 5 yards right there.
Call it a gain of 4, 2nd and 6. 2:45 remaining. Blacksburg leading 21-9 and hoping to get more before heading into the locker room.
Yeah, 2:36 and counting. I mean, that's sure would be nice to put some more points on the board.
And to eat up the remainder of this clock doing it. Triplets again to the far side of the field. Single receiver to the near side. Ball in the near side. Hash mark Beck in the backfield with Johnston. Play action. Here's a pass over the middle. A dangerous pass to Camden Wise. It is incomplete.
Intended for number 8, Camden Wise.
Looks like it's going to bring up a big 3rd down here.
And it stops the clock with 2:18 remaining before halftime. Terry, Mitchell, and Wise to the far side of the field. Van Gelder to the near side in the boundary. Johnston stands at the 45. Salem showing pressure. Here they come with an extra blocker. Johnston has time, but he's going to be brought down by Tay Hale.
It's a good tackle there. It looked to me like he got up there close to that headgear on Johnston, but no call on the play.
So Blacksburg will be forced to punt. We will see the first punt of the evening by Camden Wise.
Looks like Salem's going to call a timeout here.
Timeout by Salem. We'll take a quick timeout as well. 21-9 Blacksburg, 1:58 remaining before halftime. This is Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
So have you applied for any jobs yet?
Nah, I'm just going to sit all day.
So am I.
Don't just sit. Sit profitably. Drive for BT. Make $13.22 per hour.
Here is the first punt of the game by Camden Wise, standing at his 30. It's a low snap. It dribbles back to him, but he gets it off. It's a high kick. It's going to be fielded at about the 16 by Owen, and a nice open field tackle by Brian Mitchell to bring him down at about the 25. Check that, the 20.
Good job there by Brian Mitchell. Came in and swept the leg. Sort of sounded like Karate Kid, swept the leg, you know.
There we go.
Owen gets the return out to
So Salem will have a minute 51.
sticks over first and 10.
And they would love nothing better than to get a touchdown on the board and get to within one score of the Bruins.
Yeah, what we got to do here is we got to play good defense, good fundamental defense, and not let them get any cheap ones here. Got to keep the momentum. You don't want them to get the momentum going into half.
Gladden will go under center, I formation. Two receivers, not split very wide at all. Pitch back, it's Owen. He tries to break through, and he does. Over the 30, over the 35, and he goes out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Tackle on the play.
Good pickup right there. You know, they had their line coming around.
And he gets out of bounds. That stops the clock. 1:45 remaining before halftime.
It's first down, 10 yards to go for the Spartans.
Wade and Tucker split out, but not far at all. High formation with Gladden under center. Give us to the up back. That is Hale. He will plunge forward for a gain of about 3. And quickly, it looks like it's going to be a timeout called by Steve Megenbauer. Well, Brad, maybe you can educate some of the listeners that may not know just what that number 3 means in Salem lore and what it entails.
Well, it's got a huge history. I mean, basically the number 3 is, it's an icon number. It's the player that gives all, that represents what Salem is all about. Just hard-nosed, physical football, going to give everything that they got every time they step on the field. You know, you go back, I can think of some of the players in the past that have wore the number 3. Brad Bradley, who is now a coach at Heritage, won a couple state championships himself, is on the way to possibly winning another one this year as a coach. Ricky Eubanks, Scott Sharness, Tony Spradlin, a lot of guys.
Coleman Fox,
a lot of guys that wore that number 3, and you know that every day that they come to play, they're coming to play.
Twin receivers this time as Gladden lines up in the shotgun. He has Ramsey to his immediate left. Officials have not signaled play to start. Now they do. Gladden has the snap, rolls to his right, wants to throw out into the flat to Quinn. He does. He has it. And he's going to be stopped at about the 45-yard line. It will be enough for the chains to move for Salem.
Yeah, just a little out route right there. Again, hitting number 3.
A minute 6 remaining before halftime.
I think they're probably going to add a few more seconds back on the clock. The officials had waved for them to stop the clock, and I think probably about 8 seconds ran off. They got it right now. Minute 15. 9 seconds.
Spartans have it on the 46-yard line first.
Ball spotted on the far side hash mark at the 46-yard line of Salem. Gladden looks to the sideline. The play comes in via Nathan Delby. He's into the game at receiver. Splitting out to the near side is Beyonce Tucker. 2 receivers to the far side. Gladden in the shotgun. And he's got time to throw. Out in the flat it goes to Delby, and he is brought down on a nice tackle by Josh Van Gelder after a short gain of 3.
Great job there by Van Gelder. You know, he seems to find the ball, and when he gets there, you know that he's going to make an impact.
And the good thing is he stays in bounds. The clock moves under 1 minute. Now 50 seconds to play in the first half. Twins to both sides. Gladden in the shotgun. Rolls again to his right. Logan Hudson tried to get in. Here is a wide open Joseph Quinn down at the 11-yard line. A nice throw by Jack Gladden.
It was. He put it right on the money. He just sort of slipped behind Taquest Terry right there, and big time pickup. 37 seconds to go here in the second quarter. This is the one thing that we didn't want to happen, for them to come in here to the halftime with the momentum. So this defense has got their work cut out right here. Their ball's on the 12-yard line, and we've got to find a way to keep them out.
Blacksburg's defensive coaches are signaling in the formation they want to see out of the Bruins defense. 1st and 10, Salem at the 12-yard line. They could get a first down without a touchdown. 37 seconds remaining. Snap back, penalty flag. Salem moved early. Here's Gladden with a pass that is incomplete, but it's going to be a motion call on the Spartans.
Good job. I tell you what, we had that one sniffed out. D'Angelo Ramsey was trying to come out. Cole Epperly come up from the inside backer position, was able to make the tackle there, but fortunately it's going to move him back even further from the penalty right there.
Clock stops 32 seconds before halftime. The ball spotted at the 17-yard line, just inside the far side hash mark.
Takes it back.
Gladden will quickly go over and talk to the Salem coaches to get the play call. They break the huddle. When receivers on either side, check that. They will go triplets to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Ramsey in the backfield. Gladden with a straight drop, has a little bit of pressure going into the end zone, and it was dropped by Nick Wade. It would have been a very good catch if he had been able to hang on, but it was low. It would have been a shoestring catch.
Yeah, Gladden put it where he needed to. Wade just wasn't able to pick it up. Fairly good coverage there by Brian Mitchell. A little bit of pressure coming on Gladden there, and he had to get rid of it just a little bit quicker than what he wanted to, but he still put it right on the money. That should have been a catch there for Salem in the end zone.
Coming into the game from Blacksburg is Tim Sawyers, Davis Robertson. Salem, I believe, may not have gotten one of their players off the field. The officials dropped the yellow laundry. We're going to have a call. The official is pointing to the Blacksburg sideline. And Blacksburg called timeout right before the snap.
I think that the reason that they called the timeout is because Blacksburg actually had too many men on the field, and they were afraid they weren't going to be able to get them off the field. Therefore, you can't take the timeouts with you. You had 3, so go ahead and burn one to make sure. It's a crucial down right here.
21-9, Blacksburg leading with 26 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 2nd and 10 Salem from the 17.
But I tell you what, Mark, this is a doozy. I mean, we knew it was going to be a great one, and it sure is. The folks that paid admission for this one, they're getting their money's worth tonight.
And I think, Brad, you mentioned it earlier, around the edge of the stadium where the fence is located between the concession stand and the field, they are 3 and 4 people deep.
Yeah. What a great atmosphere.
This is what high school football is all about. So here comes Salem back onto the field. They have 2 receivers tight on the right side of the offensive line. I formation. Gladden under center. Here's a pitch back to Owen. He tries to get to the edge, and he is knocked out of bounds on a big hit. Who was that, Josh Van Gelder?
I believe that was Ty West Terry coming up on that hit. Great job right there by number 6.
It does stop the clock with 21 seconds remaining, but no gain on the play, 3rd and 10. Boy, that was a whop.
Yes, it was. Ty West came with a vengeance right there.
A very big play in this game. 21 seconds left before halftime. Salem has it at the Blacksburg 16. 3rd and 14. Gladden under center. Here's a fake pitch. Here is Gladden. He throws it into the dirt. He intended to hit his wide receiver, Avery Close, the tight end, and that's going to bring out Nate Kraft.
That is a victory in itself for that Bruin defense after that long pass to Quinn that took him all the way down to the 12-yard line. Great job there by that Bruin defense.
And Joseph Quinn will set up on the 23, so this will be a 33-yard field goal attempt by Nate Kraft. He hit from 34 earlier.
33.
Snap back, and the kick is up, plenty of distance, and it is good. So with 14 seconds remaining, Salem draws to within 21-12. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. Here's the kickoff by Kraft. He puts his foot into it, and as usual, it will go deep into the end zone. In fact, it will go beyond the end line. And Blacksburg will have it with 14 seconds left, and it may be just take a knee time for the Bruins and take a 9-point lead into the locker room.
Well, they might, but they might run a play too.
Maybe you faked that and you put a receiver out there and you just hit a little pass in the flat. And we've seen that happen before.
I've seen that before.
Why was it this pub in San Diego? It was 100 really big. The guy from Radford.
Blacksburg has twin receivers on each side of the offensive line. Grant Johnston claps his hands, hands it to Colton Beck. Can he do something with it? Oh, he just might. He's over the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40. Oh, he lost his balance or he'd have done it again.
4 seconds, still got time on the clock right here.
4 seconds left. Oh my, he was so close to doing it.
He sure was.
And Blacksburg is going to take a timeout with 4 seconds left. I don't know, Brad, if there's time to hit a quick sideline pass to get into field goal range for Camden Wise or not. They'd need to get down to somewhere in the vicinity of the 30-yard line to make it a 47 or 48-yard field goal.
I don't think it's physically possible with 4 seconds. I just don't think that we can do it.
You'd have to snap it back to Grant Johnston. You'd have to fire it just about as soon as he got it, hit the receiver on the sideline at about the 33, 34, somewhere in that vicinity to set up a field goal inside of 50 yards. But we've seen Camden Wise in practice connect from 55. It's obviously different when you've got live fire coming at you, but he does have the leg strength to hit from 50.
He sure does. I mean, he's strong. We'll just see what happens here. Boy, wouldn't that be something if they could find a way to get into that end zone.
Somebody had put out an email about being an incoming friends or something.
Unless there's a real mess of a play, Blacksburg is going to take a lead going into the locker room of at least 9 points. Colton Beck and Drew Babcock are the receivers to the near side. Camden Wise, Brian Mitchell, and Tyquest Terry to the far side. Grant Johnston is the quarterback. The ball is on the far side hash mark. Let's see what Blacksburg does with 4 seconds left. A very quick pass to Terry. Let's see if he can create. Terry over the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Blacksburg! How about that? From 42 yards out, Johnston to Terry.
Are you kidding me? Wow.
It's Tyquest time in Blacksburg.
I saw something out on social media. They were talking about all the athletes that Salem has. Salem has found out that Blacksburg's got athletes too, and I tell you what, they got a lot of speed and they're showing it right now.
27-12 Blacksburg, a 42-yard catch and run by Tyquest Terry.
Ooh, that was pretty. That was pretty.
What an ending to this half by Blacksburg.
You know, that's exactly what we needed. I mean, you know, they came down and got a little bit of momentum, but we held them there to the field goal. So we were able to sort of keep a little bit of that momentum, and then boom, 2 plays, we score.
Camden Wise will try the extra point. That kick is up. And that kick is good. So Blacksburg will take a 28-12 lead into the locker room. We'll be back with the Carillion Clinic halftime show when we return at Bill Brown Stadium. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
Notice how he always wants to move it in front of me. There's 2 reasons. One, that's the way we've taught it. 2, I have treats in my pocket.
Rosie Higdon, and I own Heidi Ho Dog Training. I've been teaching since 1985. And my sole job is to teach people how to train their dogs to behave the way they want them to. Greeting people at the door, walking on a leash, staying when they say stay.
So in the house, in the kitchen, or in the living room,
all I do is I show them what they need to do, I help them, and then they have to do the training. So depending on how much work and time they put in will depend on how I improve their dog.
Good dog. Down. Okay. Down. Lazy. That's okay. Just don't stand for it. Okay. Now get your leashes. You don't have to like. You don't have to. And I said, ouch. I had tried to put the door on it, and she just wanted to shake hands. She's already in the tank. And then I just spent a lot of time and just started to get bored. And paper is that was very good.
Teams are getting ready to get out onto the field. Blacksburg won the toss. They elected to receive, so the Bruins will kick off to start the third quarter of play.
Yeah, you know, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments Salem has done. I tell you, I mean, your hat's off, got to be off to this Blacksburg defense. I mean, they have came out and played extremely hard, and has done a good job. I tell you, the 1-2 punch of the Salem Spartans. You've got the Ramsey kid, and then you got the Owens kid, and you know, Luke Owens, you know, he got his. He got 65 yards in the first half, but
he's got deceptive speed.
Oh,
he has shown some
quick.
deceptive speed.
He's quick and got great vision. Ramsey only 12 yards in the first half, you know, and
you keep him bottled up, that increases Blacksburg's chances of winning dramatically.
Exactly right.
Camden Wise just down the line from our vantage point in the press box. Tees the ball up on Blacksburg's 40. He will kick it from our right to our left. And if you're familiar with the stadium, that's from the locker room and towards the concession stand. So 24 minutes remain in this matchup between reigning state champions. Camden Wise approaches the football. It's a high end-over-end kick, and it's going to bounce into the end zone. And this streak of touchbacks by both of these very impressive kickers continues.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's very impressive. Both kickers are impressive, and but I mean that's just such a huge weapon. I mean, from a field position standpoint, really from both teams, because you know you kick it deep to Blacksburg, Blacksburg can take it to the house. You kick it deep to Salem, Salem can take it to the house.
Salem will come out in I formation with Jack Gladden under center. He has one receiver to the right side of his offensive line. That is Quinn, who goes in motion behind Gladden. Now comes back. Here's a handoff to Owen, and he breaks free. He'll be up over the 25, up to the 26, maybe the 27.
Yeah, got a little bit of room right there. Number 18 in on the tackle, Cole Epperly, but not before he was able to pick up some decent yardage, about a seven-yard pickup.
2nd and 3 for Salem from the Blacksburg 27 on the near side hash mark. Quinn and Tucker are the two receivers on the left side of the Salem offensive formation. Quinn comes in motion, handoff, breaking through the line is Owen, and he was one trip away from breaking it all the way. Colton Beck brings him down at the 43-yard line.
They just brought the house right there on that off-tackle ball, you know, and that's Salem's bread and butter right there, just running that off-tackle, but they definitely were bringing the house on that one.
Tucker to the far side, Quinn to the near side, I formation. Gladden under center. In motion to the far side is Quinn, stops. Handoff, back to Owen again. They're running the exact same play, and this time Blacksburg's defense is there to stop him for no gain.
Great job there. Chase Orndorff, Cole Epperly in on the tackle on that particular play, just sort of stretched it out. Owen didn't have anywhere to go right there on off tackle, and I was watching the film, and Cole was actually the one that sort of showed it to me. I was telling him, I said, you know, their bread and butter's off tackle, off tackle, off tackle. He said, yeah, Dad, you might be right, but he said, it seems like they're trying to pound it there and then bounce outside, and that's exactly what happened, and we just sniffed that one out.
Two receivers to the far side, Gladden again under center. Wade comes across. Give is to the up back, that's Hale. and he will have a gain up near midfield. He'll be dropped at about the 48 after a gain of 5. It's going to make it 3rd and 4.
Good job there by Drew Babcock coming in and making the tackle. And you know, I tell you, Tay Hale, he's a good-sized young man, 6 foot 225. But Drew Babcock did exactly what he needed to do right there. He took his legs out from underneath him.
3rd and 4. Blacksburg leading 28-12 over Salem. 9:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 3 receivers this time as Gladden is in the shotgun and whistles blow.
I believe Blacksburg had too many men on the field, and Blacksburg had to blow a timeout right there. Costly mistake on the Bruin defensive squad there. They were trying to do some interchanging there and just had too many men on the field, and Blacksburg had to burn a timeout because they didn't want to give them a free first down.
Brilliant Clinic Sports Medicine in Blacksburg is open every Saturday morning at 8:30 now through November. Whether it's a sprain or a strain, we are here for all of your post-game needs. Call ahead for an appointment at 540-961-8061. Walk-in appointments are also available by registering between 8:30 and 9 on Saturday morning. Brilliant Clinic, supporting you on and off the field. Let's mention these varsity cheerleaders doing a nice job down there for Blacksburg. Katie Adams, Abigail Burleson, Maggie Kreiner, Caitlin Evans, Olivia Harris, Alyssa Harris, Ollie Hypes, Ashley Kendall, Bree King, Fiona McMichael, Alina Miller, Elsa Pierce, Nakia Smith, and Parker Werdelick. Nice job, ladies. 3rd and 4 from the 48. In the shotgun is Gladden. Twins on either side. It looked like one of them left early on the far side. Here is a jump ball, and it's going to be out of bounds. The intended target was Deontay Tucker at about the 25-yard line of Blacksburg along the Bruins sideline. And we will see Nate Kraft come on to punt. Blacksburg's defense does its job.
Has great coverage right there by Camden Wise. And, you know, quite honestly, Gladden just threw it up, and good strong arm, but the ball carried out of bounds. But Camden Wise was right on him just like a glove.
It will be Colton Beck, the lone return man for Blacksburg. That's a little bit different. Most of the season we have seen Tyquest Terry back with Colton. He is standing at the 15. Kraft standing at about his 33. A good snap, a good kick, a high spiraling kick. Fair catch called by Colton at the Blacksburg 15, and that's where the Bruins will put it in play. Well, Brad, points here on this play or this drive. I'll take this play.
Absolutely. Defense did its job right there.
But this drive would be just huge. You get up 35-12 on Salem. That's almost uncharted territory for the Salem Spartans.
It really is, you know. You got to, if you're a Bruin, you want to keep this momentum going. You don't want to give Salem any opportunity to think that they belong in this game.
Josh Van Gelder is to the near side with Drew Babcock, Terry, and another receiver to the far side. Can't quite tell. Colton Beck in the backfield with Grant Johnston. He claps his hands. Johnston wants to throw it, and miscommunication. Drew Babcock continued downfield. Johnston thought he was going to turn, come into the flat.
Well, actually, I believe the play was actually designed for Josh Van Gelder. He just slipped. He was coming on an out route and just actually slipped and wasn't able to make the play. Far side receivers, that actually is Epperly over there with Terry.
In either case, it is an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 from the 16. To give to Colton Beck, has room, and he's going to be brought down at about the 24. He was one tackle away from doing it again.
I tell you what, he was close. He was definitely close.
And we'll bring up 3rd and about 3. Check out 3rd and about 1 for Blacksburg. Hand off Colton Beck, and he's going to be dropped. I don't know that he made it. It looked like there was an opening, and then he was brought down quickly by a white jersey.
Yeah, I think that Colton actually slipped right there. He tried to make the cut and slipped. Big time decision right here by Coach Wells. Big 4th down. 4th and a couple feet right here. You're on the 25-yard line. What are we going to do? It looks like Coach, he's not bringing his punting unit out. He's going for it.
Well, this will be talked about if this is a turning point in the game, but Coach Wells showing confidence in his offense. Here is the give to Colton Beck, and I believe on second effort, Colton Beck has the first down, and he does. The chains will move. A Fisher Law Firm first down.
Great hard run right there. He just run right up the backside of Matthew Elliott, Davis Roberson, and they plowed the way. And like you said, that second effort, that's exactly what we needed. And you put the ball in the hands of your senior leadership right there.
And that has to frustrate a defense when you allow an offense to convert on 4th down that deep in its own territory. A fresh set of downs for the Bruins. 1st and 10 from the 27. Blacksburg leading 28-12. Grant Johnston in trouble, gets away from it, and he's going to run for a first down. A Fisher Law Firm first down for Grant, all the way up near the 41-yard line. A gain of 14.
Good job right there. Grant Johnston showing his wheels.
No one will mistake him for Colton Beck, but he is by no means lead-footed either.
Oh no, absolutely not. You know, I mean, Johnston, I mean, he's got some long legs. You know, he's 6'5", and when he gets them going, they're moving.
Babcock to the far side, Epperly, Terry, and Van Gelder to the near side. The ball's on the far side hash mark at the 41. 7:26 remaining in the third quarter. Blacksburg leading Salem 28-12. Snap back, give to Colton Beck. He busts through, and he's going to be up close to another first down. I think he may have it, Brad.
Looks like it. Looks like it.
This Blacksburg offensive line, Brad, starting to assert itself a little bit. You know, we talked in the pregame about they hadn't quite gelled just yet. We may be seeing the gelling going on right in front of us.
Well, you know, and the clock's spinning right here. And, I mean, you know, that 4th and 1, I mean, like you said, that's a humiliating play right there.
Colton Beck uses Grant Johnston's towel to wipe his hands off. Twin receivers to either side of the field. Hand off to Beck, breaks the first tackle, and grinds his way forward to about the 45 of Salem. A gain of 6.
Yeah, great job right there again, Colton Beck, and that offensive line sort of plowing the way for him and giving him a seam. And, you know, Colton Beck, if he gets a seam, he's going to pick up some yardage.
You just get the sense, Brad, this offensive line is gaining confidence as this game is going along. Twin receivers to either side. Grant Johnston wipes his hands on his towel, looks to the sideline, now has the play. Claps his hands, drops, wants to throw. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, moving to his left, and he just gets rid of the ball along the Bruins sideline. The attempted receiver, Drew Babcock, gets a nice pat on the back of the helmet from Deontay Tucker. That'll make it 3rd and 6.
That was a great play right there by Grant Johnson. That could have been a huge loss, but he's strong enough to be able to stay in there and to get the ball down into the vicinity of Drew Babcock. Even though it wasn't caught, still gets 3rd down and you know, a makeable 3rd down.
Again, very wide splits for the Blacksburg offensive line. And here's Grant Johnston. He eludes one tackler, gets it to Tyquest Terry. He's gone up for a first down up to the 35 and maybe the 34. It'll be another Fisher Law Firm. Blacksburg first down.
Great job there. You know, again, Grant Johnson was getting pressured. He bought himself just enough time, and Tyquest Terry came back for the ball. Good catch, and then he did the rest with his own legs.
Was good enough for yet another Blacksburg.
Ball will be spotted right at the 35-yard line on the far side hash mark. Twin receivers on either side of the offensive line. Beck in the backfield with Johnston. Here's the handoff to Beck. Breaks through, and there is Colton Beck taking it to the house from 35 yards out. The Express is rolling again in Blacksburg.
It is rolling, and I'm telling you right now, it's a one-track mind right there. Heading to the end zone, that's what we want to see. That young man smells the end zone, and it smells pretty good tonight.
Wow. Shades of Lord Botetourt last year. Colton Beck does it again from 35 yards out. Camden Wise on to attempt the PAT. plenty of distance, and it's between the uprights. Blacksburg increases its lead to 35-12 with 5:43 remaining in the third quarter. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
My name is Kathy Baker, and I have worked for Blacksburg Transit for a little over 5.5 years. I myself is what might be termed an empty nester. My children have moved out of the house, or gone off to college, so it's a great opportunity for me to provide a second income in our household. It gives me something to do during the daytime. You know, BT is fairly flexible in terms of hours, so that it's possible to kind of create your own schedule that will blend in with the other parts of one's life. Now, I just think that working at BT is a great job. I work with a great group of people. I really like my job. I like the ability to have the responsibility to take a bus out and be tasked with that responsibility and drive in a safe manner and provide great customer service to our passengers. And it's a lot of fun.
Blacksburg increases its lead to 35-12. Here's the kickoff from Camden Wise, deep into the end zone. Another touchback, and Salem will start at their own 20.
We talked about it. That's another weapon right there. You know, everyone's a touchback. I think he's been over watching his brother kick. You know, because he always would kick the touchbacks, and you know, I tell you what. Camden Wise has turned himself into just an unbelievable kicker.
And as good of a kicker as he is, Brad, he's an even better young man.
Oh.
He is just a tremendous, tremendous young man, as are so many of these Bruins players. So, 1st and 10 from the 20 for Salem. Here is a handoff to D'Angelo Ramsey, and he's stopped after a half-yard gain. Boy, Brad, this defense has bottled him up almost all night long.
That's exactly right. Good job right there. There's 2 or 3 Bruins in on the tackle.
They'll be generous and give him a full 2 yards, so 2nd and 8 for Salem.
I tell you what, this Bruin defense might not be big, but they are fast, and they are swarming to the football.
Nathan Delby will be in the slot on the near side with Tucker, 2 receivers to the far side as well. Gladden, straight drop, in trouble, and he's going to be sacked by Gideon Driscoll at the 15-yard line.
Big time play right there. Gideon Driscoll, number 65. They just could not hold him out of that center position, and he found a way, and Gladden had nowhere to go. It's good coverage, too. Great coverage on the defensive backs and linebackers. But
that created the sack, really, Brad.
It really
gave time
did.
For Gideon to break free and to get in there. He is becoming quite a disruptor along that defensive line.
He really is. You know, he's a force. He is a force.
3rd and 15 for Salem. Twins to both sides of the field. Gladden in shotgun formation. Hands it off to Ramsey on the near side. There are blue jerseys that were waiting for him, but Ramsey cuts back against the grain, and he could go all the way. He's got Colton Beck chasing him, and that will allow that play to not be a touchdown. But Ramsey finally busts free, and he's out of bounds at the Blacksburg 42. They had him bottled up in the backfield, and just great athleticism by Ramsey.
It was, you know, he had good vision right there. The defensive linebackers had him, but they just oversued just a little bit, and he made that cutback, and that's what good running backs do. And, you know, on that particular play, you know, even at a younger age, you're talking about that pursuit, and you're staying on that back hip. We got over on the front hip right there, and he made us pay.
1st and 10 from the Blacksburg 42. Again, shotgun formation for Gladden. Straight drop. He's got time. He throws it, and it's going to be intercepted by Blacksburg's Brian Mitchell at the 40, 45, 40. He's still going. They're going to bring him down at the Salem 42-yard line. And it is breaking Blacksburg's way in this 3rd quarter.
Wow, look at that sophomore right there. He just went up and got it. Good defense again by Blacksburg. We had everything sort of covered, and Mitchell finds a way to take it, and he brings it back. He shows his speed as well.
So Blacksburg with a golden opportunity here, already leading 35-12 with 3:57 remaining in the 3rd quarter, has it 1st and 10 on the Salem 43. And Brad, they get a touchdown here. I realize it's Salem, but that could be the kill shot.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what, that crowd over there is speechless, and you don't hear Salem Spartans speechless too often.
Twin receivers to both sides. Colton Beck in the backfield with Johnston. Here's the give to, no, it's not a give to Beck. It is a fake to Colton Beck, and ahead goes Grant Johnston. We mentioned that Colton Beck could be a decoy, and that certainly was the case there as Grant Johnston picks up 9.
That's just a read right there for Grant Johnston. If they're coming down, then he's going to pull it, and he's going to go with it, and that's exactly what he did. That's just a headsy football play by Johnston. He's been around football his whole life, and he just shows it right there what he's capable of doing as well.
And Blacksburg has introduced the zone read offense to its offensive repertoire here tonight. Twin receivers to the far side, single receiver to the near side. Hudson this time is the H-back. The give is to Beck, and the pile pushes forward, and that should be a Fisher Law Firm first down.
Yeah, it looks like a big first down right there for Beck. Good surge again up front there by the Bruin offensive line.
Clock will stop while the chains move. It is at 3:10 remaining in the third quarter. 35-12, Blacksburg leading.
You know, I tell you what, Mark, I don't think anybody but the Blacksburg Bruins thought this could happen tonight.
Twins to both sides of the field. Again, it is Beck to the right of Johnston. Here's the give to Colton, and a little bit of a collision on the exchange between Beck and Johnston. Maybe not a collision, but it was not the smoothest handoff that Blacksburg has had tonight.
Yeah, it looked like the tackle there for Salem. He came in out of that defensive end position, DeJon Cardwell.
He's one of several Salem players that go both ways. Total of 6 Salem starters go offense and defense. Twins to both sides, Beck in the backfield. Snap back to Johnston. In trouble. He eludes the rushers. And here is a penalty flag. We're going to have, I believe, a hold called on Blacksburg. And that is the signal, so it's going to come back. And that flag is resting at about the 38-yard line.
Costly penalty right there. That's going to be a deep penalty for Blacksburg.
I'm not sure if it was Colton Beck or if it was Jacob Lucas. Both players were in the vicinity of where the flag fell.
Yeah.
And Grant Johnston limping, it looks like maybe just a little bit on his right leg. I'm sure he'll shake it off.
That's one tough young man right there. He's got his dad and mom's Peterstown blood in him. He's tough.
There you go.
And 25 yards to go.
2nd and 25 for the Bruins, now at the 48 of Salem. Twins to both sides. Snap back, screen pass. Camden Wise has it, waits for a block, cuts through, 40, 45, 30, 35, 20, 15, 10, and he dives into the end zone for the touchdown! A 48-yard catch and run to Camden Wise, and Blacksburg makes it 41-12.
Wow, what a great run right there after the catch by Camden Wise. He had the blockers out in front of him, and then all he had to do was make one little move and finds a way to dive in the end zone. Big time play right there for the Bruins. That Salem sideline over there, and those fans are in ultimate shock. They don't know what has hit them right now.
They do not, and you look at the body language of some of the players over there, Brad. They've got their hands on their hips. They're looking as if to say, what in the world is going on? Well, we can tell them what is going on. It's Blacksburg Bruins football. That's what's going on. Here is a penalty flag flying on the PAT attempt. It's going to be a procedure call on Blacksburg.
Yeah, looks like we left just a little bit quick right there, a little bit of movement up front. It'll back Camden up 5 yards. Should have a strong enough leg there to make it.
41-12 Blacksburg. I don't think in my wildest dreams, Brad, when I was fantasizing about what Blacksburg could possibly do in this game, I didn't have anything like this.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I tell you
that
what.
kick is up, and it is good. 42-12. Blacksburg stretches its lead to 30 points over the Group 4A 2016 state champion Salem Spartans. 1:51 remaining in the third quarter. We'll be back. You're listening to Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. Yet another touchback by Camden Wise. Blacksburg leading 42-12 over Salem. You heard that right. Blacksburg leading 42-12 over Salem with 1:51 remaining in the third quarter. And Brad, it's interesting. I know you've got a lot of ties to a lot of the folks up in Salem from your days there. You got an interesting text. We're not going to read it over the air, but their athletic director is giving kudos to Blacksburg.
Absolutely. Well, you know, there's much respect to both programs, and you know, we've taken it on the chin a whole lot over the past few years.
Oh my!
But that's the one thing about Salem; they're always a classy team.
Jack Gladden is under center. Here's the give to Owen, and he is bottled up after a gain of about 2.
Looked like Gideon Driscoll in on a tackle again.
And we're getting close, Brad, to the end of the third quarter. Blacksburg traditionally rallies as a team around midfield between the third and the fourth quarter. I think this is going to be a pretty spirited beginning of fourth quarter rally for Blacksburg.
I think it is, but I will tell you this. No game's over with until that last whistle's blown, and you got to play 4 full quarters.
Blacksburg having trouble getting lined up. Gideon Driscoll never got set. Here's a pitch back to Owen, and he's going to be brought down from behind on a nice tackle for no gain. Who was that? It was Gideon Driscoll. Boy, he is the man of the hour on defense right now.
He is causing some havoc in there, I tell you. You know, I mean, I tell you, Gideon's a force. I mean, that young man, I mean, he's a good-sized young man.
6'5".
Yes, I mean, 6'5", 265, but can run.
Yes.
I'm telling you, he's going to make some college defense a well of a player. Whoever gets a hold of him, I'm telling you, he's a jewel.
UVA Wise is hoping no one else gets smart enough to offer him a scholarship, because he does have one from them right now. Here is Salem on third down, bottled up in along the line. He got a little bit of room. Was D'Angelo Ramsey on 3rd and 7, but it's going to bring up 4th and about 5. And I think they're going to keep the offense on the field and just try to do something to stop the onslaught of points that Blacksburg is throwing at Salem.
I think that's what they got to do right there. That was 9 on 9. That looked like Tim Sawyer's in on the tackle right there. The clock is spinning down. That's the end of the third quarter. Blacksburg leading Salem 42-12.
At the end of the third quarter, who would have thunk it? One state champion has 42 points. The other has 12. We'll be back with the final 12 minutes. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
My name is Kathy Baker, and I have worked for Blacksburg Transit for a little over 5.5 years. I myself is what might be termed an empty nester. My children have moved out of the house, gone off to college, so it's a great opportunity for me to provide a second income in our household. It gives me something to do during the daytime. You know, BT is fairly flexible in terms of hours. so that it's possible to kind of create your own schedule that will blend in with the other parts of one's life. Now, I just think that working at BT is a great job. I work with a great group of people. I really like my job. I like the ability to have the responsibility to take a bus out and be tasked with that responsibility and drive in a safe manner and provide great customer service to our passengers. And it's a lot of fun.
Fourth down.
And
his pass from Glenn is intended for incomplete.
Salem's fourth down attempt is not successful, and Blacksburg will take over at the Salem 26, leading 42-12 as we enter the fourth quarter of play.
Big time plays by that defense. Great stuff right there.
If this result holds, Brad, and if Salem somehow wins this thing, it'll be the most demoralizing loss in Blacksburg football history. This is going to send a signal all across Class 4 that, holy cow, those guys that came up from Class 3 or Group 3A last year, they're for real. Here's a handoff to Colton Beck. He almost broke through. He will get a gain down to about the 22, a gain of 4.
22 on the tackle, 32 on the run.
Well,
second and 6.
I can tell you this. I mean, I think there's a lot of teams out there that respect Blacksburg. I think they know Blacksburg's got some talent, but I don't think they knew they had this much talent. And, you know, I seen things on social media and everywhere else. They was saying the Blacksburg defense wasn't very good. We didn't have the athletes that they had. Their coaches were better than our coaches. And I tell you right now, people better take notice because this Blacksburg team's for real.
Twin receivers to the near side, a single one to the far side. A low snap, and the ball comes loose. I do think Blacksburg fell on it. Well, now Salem says they've got it, and they do. And that really was probably on Grant Johnston. He's even pointing at his chest. There was mistiming on the handoff. Grant tried to sort of shove it forward, and Colton never got hold of it.
Yeah, just not a good exchange right there between those two. They've had good exchanges all night, but that one just wasn't there. And I don't know if Grant sort of slipped with the ball early on, and by that time, you know, it's all a timing item. And he was already through the line, and Grant just sort of tried to push it up there to him and couldn't quite get there.
So Salem gets the ball back at their own 17 with the ball in the middle of the field. This time they bring out Deontay Tucker as wide as they have split him out all night long. Quinn comes in motion to the near side. Handoff in the backfield to Owen. The first player had him, but could not bring him down, and Owen goes out along the Salem sideline after a gain of about 8, maybe 9.
Looked like Mitchell in on the tackle there, but not before he's able to pick up probably about 6 to 7 yards.
Looks like it's a long 8. They're spotting it. Well, I'll call it 7. 2nd and 3 from the 24. Twin receivers to the near side, I formation, Gladden under center. Wade goes past the quarterback. Here's the handoff again to 21 Owen, and this time he is brought down for no gain. Well, they may give him a yard on forward progress to the 25. It'll be 2nd and, check that, 3rd and 2.
Good job there, Gideon Driscoll coming in on the tackle, and I tell you what, those backers are coming up and filling those holes.
Clock continues to run. 10:45 remaining in the game. Blacksburg leading Salem 42 to 14. Uncharted territory for Blacksburg and Salem. This has usually been the score the other way around. Gladden, tight under center. Rolls to his right, wants to throw. He completes it to Owen, who goes out of bounds along the Salem sideline. Logan Hudson was applying pressure on Gladden, but he's able to get it off and complete it to Owen.
Yeah, looked like Van Gilder out in the coverage there, knocks him out of bounds.
Luke Owen, not a real tall player, 5'9", but 185 pounds. He is a senior, one of several on this Spartans team that we've seen start Brad really for 3 years. High formation, Gladden under center. Wade starts near the quarterback, handoff to Ramsey. First player misses him, but the second player does not. He'll have a gain of just 1.
Good work right there by that Bruin defense.
No gain, no remaining.
Look like Orndorff and Epperly in on the tackle there. They have really other than that one play, they have really done a great job of bottling up Ramsey.
Gain of maybe half a yard on that play.
I tell you the thing that I see the Bruins out there, those players are limping around. They're looking, they have been warriors tonight. They have given everything that they got.
2nd and 9 from the 36. Pitch back to Ramsey, looking for somewhere to go. He bowls over Camden Wise, and tackling with a good shoulder tackle in the open field is Colton Beck. But Ramsey will get up to the 45, and it looks like the chains will move, and the official now signals that they should.
Yeah, we got to make sure. It looked like a little bit of extracurricular activity right there. We got to make sure we keep our focus. Hey, give it to Camden Wise. He came up hard. I'm telling you now, folks, D'Angelo Ramsey, he's a man. When he runs out through there and he gets an open field, he's tough to bring down, but Camden didn't back down. He came up and hit him hard.
Camden is at a considerable weight disadvantage in that particular matchup. He did not back down. Here's a give to the up back. That is number 22, Van Richardson, in at fullback. He'll have a short gain of maybe 2, possibly 3.
Yeah, it brings up a 2nd and 8 right here.
Ramsey goes out. Quinn comes in. Also out goes Sam Sumter, one of the tight ends, when they go to their double tight end set. Quinn and Tucker split to the far side. Gladden under center. Loses the football. Blacksburg thinks they have it, and they do. Gideon Driscoll is at the bottom with the football. Blacksburg takes possession. Blacksburg will have it at the Salem 44. So an exchange of turnovers between the two teams, and really no damage done for Blacksburg after that turnover down around the 20 or so.
I tell you, he slipped and he lost his footing right there. And I think when he lost his footing, the ball just came out when he was trying to catch his balance. Just wasn't able to do it.
Epperly and Tyquest Terry to the near side. Twin receivers to the far side. Here is a clean handoff to Beck over the 40, and that's where he'll be brought down, is at the 40-yard line, but a pickup of a long 4 for number 32, Colton Beck.
I tell you, I want to say something here. Salem, they're not in this position very often, but I tell you what, for the 99% of the players out there, you don't see any bad sportsmanship, and that's just quality leadership from their seniors, but mainly their coaches. And that's why I respect that program so much.
I would echo what you just said. Twin receivers to both sides. Another carry by Colton Beck for a gain of just 2. And I believe that Thad Wells is just going to try to run this clock down. 7:40 remaining in the game. Blacksburg leading 42-12. We just don't get to say that very often, Brad. Blacksburg leading Salem 42-12.
We haven't
I've
said
never said it myself.
No, I don't know that we have ever said that, to be honest. And it's been a long time since in the fourth quarter we've said Blacksburg's leading Salem.
Epperly and Terry to the far side. The ball's on the near side hash mark. It is Drew Babcock to the near side. Hudson is the H-back. And officials are going to stop play. It's a timeout for Blacksburg. We'll take a quick timeout as well. 42-12, Blacksburg leading Salem, 7-9 remaining in the game. This is Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. 3rd and 4 Blacksburg from the Salem 43. 7:08 remaining, 42-12 Blacksburg leading. Here's the snap back. Johnston wants to throw, rolling, has his receiver Logan Hudson. He threw it on his inside shoulder a little bit behind him, and Hudson cannot hang on.
Yeah, I know Logan probably like to have that one back.
Not a well-placed ball by Grant Johnston. Certainly a catchable ball, but it would have been a difficult catch.
Yeah, he's sort of running to that outside, and his momentum's going to the left, and the ball was just a little bit to the right.
4th and 4 from the Salem 43. Twins to both sides. Check that. A single receiver to the near side, twins to the far side. Hudson in as the H-back. Hand off to Beck, breaks free. There he goes. He's going to go for another touchdown. Oh, no, he got tackled at the 15-yard line. He almost went the distance.
He came close.
And Colton Beck is laying with his back on the field. And the officials have called time. And Blacksburg is going to hold its breath.
I think it might be like a cramp. It looks like he's got his legs, you know, sticking up. He's getting up.
He is up. He is walking. And what a sigh of relief just went through Bruins Nation. And Colton is going to walk off of the field under his own power. I think you may be right, Brad. Just from the looks of it from here, you get the sense that might be a cramp.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is unusually humid for this time of year tonight.
It really is. You know, in the middle school game last night, my youngest son, Parker, he cramped the entire time. I mean, from about the first series on. And, you know, it's humid, and you probably aren't hydrating as good as you can. And quite honestly, Colton Beck has done a whole lot tonight.
Wow. 1st and 10 from the Salem 16. Single receiver to the near side, twins to the far side. Running back is Brian Mitchell. Penalty flags fly, and it's going to be a procedure call on the Bruins.
Yeah, I think someone up there on the line looks like maybe in the guard position got just a little bit anxious there.
6:44 remaining in the game. 42-12. Blacksburg leading Salem. Who would have thought it?
I think if you had a Blacksburg uniform on or you were involved with Blacksburg, you'd have thought it.
I don't even know if some of the players thought it was going to be this, though.
You know, I don't know.
But it's a confident, very loose group of players that Blacksburg has. Here is the handoff to Mitchell. Has some room. Mitchell breaks free, and he was one tackle away from getting a touchdown himself. He will be down to the 13, a gain of 8.
You know, what's that slogan that Ronnie Lott, you know, the great defensive back for the 49ers, it's, you know, if you believe it, the mind can achieve it. And you know, I believe that these Bruins, they believed it, and they're achieving it.
7.25 yards to go.
2nd. And the scoreboard says 8. I think it's closer maybe to 7. Ball's at the 13. And Johnston hands it again to Mitchell. He cuts around the right edge, has a seam, and he's going to get drugged down at about the 8-yard line. Very close to a first down. I think he may be about a yard short.
Yeah, it looks like he might be a yard short right there. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. Looks like about 3rd and 2, I believe, Mark.
3rd and a short 2 or a long 1. Now the scoreboard says 3rd and 3. Maybe it is 3rd and 3. Looked like it was 2 yards from our vantage point, but we'll go with the scoreboard. 3rd and 3. The clock nearing the 5-minute mark. And off to Mitchell, dancing, cuts through a seam, and he's going to have enough, I believe, for a first down. It's going to be close. It'll depend on the spot. They're going to mark it at about the 6. I think that's enough.
Yeah, I believe he got enough for the first down right there. If not, it's really, really close.
Well, I see the clenched fist from the official, so apparently he did not get there, but it can't be far away at all. 4th and 1 at the 7. And Blacksburg is in no hurry to get this play off. The play clock at 12, 11, 10. And Grant Johnston is going to smartly Look at that play clock. And now snap it. Now give it to Mitchell, and he will get the first down. The ball comes loose. It's picked up by Grant Johnston. He's going to throw it to a wide open receiver in the end zone for the touchdown. Drew Babcock on the craziest play you'll ever see. A fumbled football came back to Grant Johnston. He picked it up. Drew Babcock was in the end zone, and it's another Bruins touchdown. It just gets crazier and crazier.
You know what, Mark? I said eventually one of them's going to bounce our way, and that one surely did. It just bounced right back up into the arms of Grant Johnson. Pressure was coming. Babcock was all alone down in the end zone, and Johnson just tossed it to him.
Another Blacksburg physical therapy touchdown. Blacksburg's 7th in the game, and it's 48-12, 4:05 remaining. And the stands are beginning to empty across the way.
Well,
I don't know the last time Salem's fans have been in this position, Brad, where they've gotten blowed out like this.
Oh, no, it's I can't recall either, to be honest with you. I mean, it's been a long, long, long time. But kudos to their fans. I mean, a lot of them are staying here and supporting those kids.
And Wise's extra point attempt is up, and it is good. And Blacksburg stretches its lead to 49-12 over the two-time Group 4A reigning state champions Salem Spartans. 49-12, 4:05 remaining in the game. You're listening to Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
Butter up. All in. Butter up.
Well, we have our first kickoff return of the night by D'Angelo Ramsey. He gets it up to the 38-yard line. I'll tell you what there, Brady Hess. Kelly Babcock is going to let you have it. You don't get Drew Babcock's name right.
And the return goes just shy.
I tell you, this is the first one. It wasn't a touchback right there. Ramsey brings it up, and hard, strong run right there. Epperly comes over to the side and helps to knock him out of bounds. Again, uses that line to as another defender.
Well, you mentioned how well coached this team is, Brad. There will be not 1 ounce of quit in the Salem Spartans. They will go hard the whole game, and at the end of the game, it'll be nothing but class as they come across and congratulate Blacksburg.
That's right.
Twins to the near side, I formation, Gladden under center, kicks his right foot, past him goes Quinn, hand off to Ramsey. He's caught in the backfield, he slips around, he is such a good runner, and he is brought down short of the first down marker, I think.
Yeah, looked like number 18, Cole Epperly again on that sideline over there, taking his legs out from underneath him, and looked like another defender there from the Bruins as well. Number 81, Donald Norris.
The good thing, Brad, is he did not go out of bounds, so the clock continues to run. And Salem will snap the ball on 2nd and 2 with under 3 minutes remaining. 2 receivers in the boundary on the far side, I formation. Here comes Wade to this side. Pitch back to Ramsey. And he's going to be dropped in the backfield by Gideon Driscoll for a loss of 7.
Hello, Mr. Ramsey. Meet Mr. Driscoll.
Number 9, meet number 65.
Woo.
Boy, is he bringing it tonight. Gideon Driscoll is going to earn a couple scholarship offers when the tape of this game is given
You better believe
to college recruiters.
You better believe it.
3rd and 8 for Salem.
Clock is spinning, 49-12. Bruins in the lead. 2 minutes, 17 seconds to go.
There are people around the state, Brad, that are not going to believe this score when it flashes. They're just not going to believe it. 3rd and 8. Here is Gladden with a drop, wants to throw, and he's got a receiver open, but it's over the outstretched arms of Quinn. 4th and 8. And the clock, for some reason, Brad, is continuing to run on the incomplete pass.
I think it's because
the mercy rule is in
yes.
effect. Who would have thought that Salem would have been under the mercy rule? Nate Kraft back to punt, stands at his 21. There is not a Bruin returner anywhere beyond 15 yards of the line of scrimmage. This ball is just going to be downed wherever it lands. And it's a beautiful kick. My goodness, what a kick by Nate Kraft. It's going to go all the way into the end zone for a touchback. That is a 64-yard punt.
Wow, what a kick. I tell you what, I mean, that young man's going to be playing somewhere on Saturdays.
The clock continues to run. It's under 1 minute to play. One of the greatest victories in Blacksburg high school history. And that's not an overstatement. 49-12 Blacksburg. And all Blacksburg has to do, I believe, Brad, is maybe take a knee on this play and it will be over.
That's exactly right.
Under 30 seconds remaining. Brian Mitchell is about 5-6 yards behind Grant Johnston in the shotgun. Johnston's going to take a knee, and this game is over. Blacksburg sends a shot heard around the Commonwealth. A 49-12 Blacksburg victory over the 2-time reigning Group 4A, now Class 4 champion Salem Spartans. What a win for Blacksburg.